In 2022, 3,045 out of 7,151 languages alive worldwide are considered endangered, according to research linguistic professors David Eberhard and Gary Simmons. This list includes the native language of the state of Hawaii, called Hawaiian. Hawaiians originally flourished until Western contact, with populations nearing 800,000 to 1 million people in some estimates. This population began to decline with the arrival of James Cook, who brought European diseases, and which eventually reduced the number of Hawaiians to just under 24,000 in 1940. This population decrease, combined with an overthrow of the Hawaiian government and a language ban, led to the endangerment of the Hawaiian language. Yet beginning in the 1960s, the revitalization of the Hawaiian culture began and has continued until today, with over 24,000 households identifying Hawaiian as a dominant language in their household in the 2010 census, according to the University of Hawaii Foundation. But the main question arises, what caused this revitalization? Through my preliminary research, I found that music and song were distinguishing factors in the revitalization of the Hawaiian language. So today, I am here to talk about the impact of song on the Hawaiian language and culture. While developing my argument, my guiding question was, to what extent has mele, or songs, helped Hawaiians to overcome the suppression of Hawaiian culture and language? After further research, I argued that the utilization of songs in protest, state pride, and cultural gatherings have proven to be the most crucial component in the revitalization of Hawaiian culture and language. So why is song so important for Hawaiians? Before the missionaries came to Hawaii in 1820, the Hawaiian language was an oral language. Songs recorded history, told about scientific discoveries, and allowed Hawaiians to connect to their religion, like the hymns of Christianity. After the missionaries arrived, modern instruments were implemented, such as the ukulele and steel guitar. From that point on, Hawaiian mele, or songs, fundamentally changed, moving from songs based on deep-rooted aspects of culture to a more modern tone as heard today. In addition, the translation of songs helped to perpetuate the language, as a few churches, which ran mostly unrestricted by the government, continued to run services in Hawaiian. This was the origin of the revitalization process. However, throughout this process, the mele has been most powerfully used in protests in order to achieve cultural unification. In recent history, the most known use of mele in protests was during the Jam for Mauna Kea video, which included people from across the globe singing in solidarity with Mauna Kea and the protests happening on the mountain. The songs included in this video were Kuha'aheo and Hawaii Loa, two powerful songs written by influential people in Hawaiian history. The first song, Kuha'aheo, was composed by Kumu Hinalea Moana Wong in 2007 and is a rallying call for the people of Hawaii. As of more recent history, however, it has become the signifying song for the protests on Mauna Kea. In addition, Hawaii Loa, better known as All Hawaii Stand Together, has been a common song for the Hawaiian Renaissance. Written by Liko Martin, it has been known for having an urgent concern for preserving the traditional ways of Hawaii, according to Professor George Lewis, and as a response to the forced removal of Hawaiians, according to Kevin Filez in the Journal of the Society for American Music. The combined video of the Gem for Mauna Kea event is very powerful, linking Hawaiians on a united front, which is cultural benefits. According to the cultural evolutionary trade-off of ritualistic synchrony, studies have found that people in a group that experience synchrony tend to feel more trusting towards and united with their group members. The effects of this are shown in the events throughout both modern Hawaiian history regarding protest and the more recent Mauna Kea protest, in which 450,000 people have signed the petition to stop the construction of the 30-meter telescope atop Mauna Kea. This united front comes from a tightly knit community that stems from songs in the Hawaiian culture. In addition, state songs continue to unite the Hawaiian community, encouraging state pride. The most famous song, Hawaii Pono'i, is also the state anthem of Hawaii. Composed in 1874 by King Kalakaua, this song continues to be frequently sung in conjunction with other U.S. national songs. During the beginning of the revitalization of the Hawaiian language, many were only taught the first verse of the song, in addition to the chorus. Only in more recent years has the full 3-verse version of the song been taught to students and the general population. This has shown a great change in the overall education of the Hawaiian people and continues to show the impact of song on the revitalization of the Hawaiian language. Likewise, cultural gatherings like the Kamehameha School Song Contest showcase the great strength of the youth of Hawaii and demonstrate the unification of synchronous singing in Hawaiian for competition. Beginning in 1921 and comprising Hawaiian songs such as Ho'onani Ka Makuamo, the Hawaiian translation of the doxology in the Christian faith, and Hawaii Pono'i, in addition to their chosen songs, this competition has not only created a reputation for Hawaiian music excellence, but has instilled a tremendous amount of pride amongst Kamehameha School's students in their native Hawaiian culture, and in themselves as representatives of their school, according to University of Hawaii professors Jonathan Kamakavivo Ole Osorio and Konalu G.T. Young. Furthermore, the development of this competition into a televised program further increases the impact this competition has in furthering the cultural development of Hawaiian culture and language. However, some disagree with my argument, stating that mele played a limited role in the revitalization of the language. Scholars such as Professors Michaela L. Marlowe and Howard Giles believe that education has played a more crucial role in the Hawaiian revitalization, noting the impact of the Ahapunana Leo Immersion Preschool program. According to an excerpt from their article, From the Roots to the Shoots, a Hawaiian case study of language revitalization and modes of communication, Ahapunana Leo has focused on developing education for native speakers of Hawaiian and the expansion of the native speaker group by including other families interested in developing children who are dominant Hawaiian speakers rather than simply teaching Hawaiian as a second language skill. However, as seen by the Kamehameha School Song Contest, songs have played a vital role in schools despite the lack of development of Hawaiian language comprehension. Therefore, through the songs of protest for Mauna Kea, the state anthem, Hawaii Pono'i, and the Kamehameha School Song Contest, mele proves to be the most crucial component in the revitalization of Hawaiian culture and language. However, much of the credit for these incredible achievements in Hawaiian revitalization goes to the teachers and historians of Hawaiian history, making these people the real reason why Hawaiian continues to thrive today.